Hey everybody. We're called Gilligan Moss. Thanks so much for joining us on this beautiful day. Got a couple songs for you. Got a new album out. Here's a couple more songs. Thanks so much. We're Gilligan Moss. Have a great day.
Oh my God, Gilligan Moss. We have
Hello,
Evan
hello.
Dorfman, Ben Cronin of the band with us. You guys, this album, holy shit, it's so great. It's
Thank you,
so
Chris.
great.
Thank you.
When I
We
first
are
heard it, I
so
was
happy
like,
it's out.
damn, this is good. You guys just hit it. It's just spectacular. So congrats.
So thank you very much. It's and thanks for having us out tonight. It's
Yes.
so amazing to finally have our debut record out in the world, and we're so thankful to you guys for putting us on.
The album is called Gilligan Moss. I mean, you guys have been putting out tracks and EPs and just, teasing us. But it's crazy that you've only now put out an album. I mean, it's been how many years?
You sound like my mom right now. Truly, it's been a little bit. It's been a journey for sure.
It's been a journey,
Um,
but you know what? In its own time, right?
yeah, that's how we go about everything. Is kind of on I our feel on like Billy time. we truly have like a hero's narrative arc to our career so far, but we're definitely at a really good high right now. So I'm happy that we've made it.
Well, talk about that hero's narrative, because yeah, I mean, it did eventually. I mean, well, originally it started with you, Evan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we
Yep.
could start with that. Just
Yeah, I mean, it was truly like um, kind of just this fluky thing where I was living in Philadelphia, working a job that I didn't love. I was in a city I didn't know many people in. Um, Started just making beats and songs in my free time. Put a few songs on SoundCloud. It's kind of like the hype machine dream, basically. Where this period in time where there's this website, Hype Machine, which
yeah.
still exists, baby. Still exists, but back then it mattered a little bit more. And so I posted a couple, like two songs on SoundCloud. They each hit the popular charts, went to number one on there, and then just started getting record deal offers. So signed a deal and quit the job and just went from there. Did a did a remix for Glass Animals, which you played at the top. And after that, Glass Animals asked me to go on tour with them on like a
Hmm.
30-date North America tour. And that was when I started kind of, peeing my pants, didn't know how I was going to do that alone. And luckily, my old preschool buddy Ben had just moved back to New York, hit him up just to go on the road with me. And then it just kind of morphed on the road. We started writing songs, um, started, performing on stage. That from the jump, it was okay. Maybe Ben will just be like a road buddy, and then it very quickly turned into performing on stage with me, and then writing tunes together. So moved in together, started a family. Really
And you're so
solid
very happy
evolution.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we
I
live
got
in
a few
bliss
questions.
together.
I have a few questions about the session, because there were a lot of dogs floating in and out, running in and out of the video. Um, three dogs, I think we counted. Yeah.
Yep, 3 dogs.
So yeah, the performance was actually not only delivered by humans but also by dogs.
And a super important part of the performance.
Yeah, and I understand one of the dogs was a bad dog.
One of the dogs was a really bad dog. To be fair, all three of the dogs. Two of the dogs are pretty bad. I think Max is. I think all three of them are pretty bad dogs. One of them sent my fiance to the emergency room
Now let's
during
call him
kind
out.
of
You're
like
talking about Merle.
Merle the dog,
The Vishla.
the red haired terror. Had an amazing. I went up to hang with my parents in upstate New York for a little chunk of the pandemic with my fiance, and I was worried about it being this like regressive, like teenage, like get off my back, mom and dad kind of thing. I'm trying to make music, and we had this like lovely, amazing time, and we were there for like 3 weeks, and literally on the last day of our trip, we uh, packed up the car, said goodbye to my parents. My fiance Julia went to hug the dog goodbye, and the dog just like jumped up and bit her face, and yeah, we had to
God.
fly to the ER and have reconstructive surgery. And,
Oh my God! Seriously.
yeah, she lost all of her teeth. I'm just kidding. It was it wasn't that gruesome, but it was. She's yelling from the other room to wrap it up.
She's
Yeah.
like,
it ended up being fine, but it was like this cinematic, like peak COVID April, like at the ER. They're like, "Don't come in," and I was like, "We're all gonna get COVID and die." And thankfully, it went well. And Merle is still with us. Julia is still with us. So no harm, no foul.
Oh, I thought you put him down. No.
No. They're still running around the yard.
Okay.
We still got them. Live to make it to school night.
And your dad made an appearance in the video.
Dad made an appearance. He's if you watch this back, if you look at that big tree on the right hand side with the bird feeder on it, my dad was like very interested in being in the video but not being in the frame. I told him if he really wanted to walk in the frame, he totally could. It was not the end of the world, but yeah, he was just sitting in a chair listening to us. It was pretty great.
Behind the tree.
Mm-hmm. It's like a soft helicopter parenting.
Thomas Grantham says, "Man, I wish I was walking through this park or wherever the location is where they recorded this. I would have dropped everything and vibed the fuck out for the set." Saddle Mountain says, "Gilligan Moss, what neighborhood was this recorded in?"
The neighborhood of Upstate New York. We kind of do. We have a bunch of different little places that we'll go to. Up at my parents' place in a town called North Salem.
What's the address? The address?
I'll write it down in my social security card or number in the chat. He's actually writing the social security.
Yeah. So what I thought was really cool about this album when you guys dropped it is that you dropped it at the top of as the pandemic was ending, and that was a choice, and I think it was a good choice because first of all, you were probably ready to get the damn thing out, right?
Yeah.
but it was such a listening experience, such an album oriented experience, top to bottom, just a great vibe, a great chill out album. I'm sure all that went into your decision on getting it out at this time.
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to come out with kind of all things us. It just got delayed a whole bunch of times. It was supposed to come out last summer. Then it got pushed to the fall, some of which was because of us taking a long time to finish. And then it got to a point where winter was coming and we figured, all right, let's just keep pushing it back so that, it's a very springy album. So we wanted to get it as close to the weather being warm as possible. So luckily our procrastination mixed with a little bit of strategy pushed it into COVID opening up back up.
And you guys have some very sweet vinyl that accompanies the release.
Yeah,
check it out.
Very pumped for that to be coming out. Looks great on Twitch. Got the yellow. Yeah.
Look at that. And if you can't see the writing at on the cover of the album, what does that say? It says, "This is the debut album from Ben and Evan doing business as Gilligan Moss. It's called Gilligan Moss." Yeah, I like that you clarified that.
Had to let them know. Got to be clear,
Clarity is important.
Yeah. We worked with a really, really great designer on that cover and an awesome photographer. The designer is this guy called Neats Pra. He's done a lot of really amazing design work for a bunch of great people and for himself. And the photographer is this old, extremely strange and extremely wonderful guy called Patrick Keats, who kind of a family friend, lives in this little shotgun shack and loves taking our pictures and kind of making fun of us the whole time. It's great.
So I guess he's okay with you calling him strange.
Extremely.
Okay. So I wonder if you can tease the fact that I know you guys are working on some acoustic things. Can you talk about that at all? Or is that a secret?
No, the second song in that set is a song called Ultraparadíso. Was actually the first single from the record, and we tried to like toe the line of being kind of in the more traditional kind of like club and dance realm, and pairing that with like popular songwriting and 70s album rock songwriting, and so we kind of thought it would be funny to do an acoustic version of a club song instead of the converse. So we've got a acoustic guitar remix coming out. Shout out to Dr. Gilligan Moss. Better than Joe Biden. I'll take it.
Greater than. The sum of Gilligan Moss is greater than. It depends on how you look at it, I guess.
There are more people in Gilligan Moss than in Joe Biden. I think. That's how I'm going to read that.
That's a great interpretation of that.
So that's our hot political take.
Okay, guys, I'm so grateful. First of all, when I heard the album, we immediately reached out to you guys to see if you could come join us for School Night at Home, and I'm so glad that you said yes. This marks your fourth appearance at School Night. Do you know that?
Third, I think, right? Fourth?
Okay, well, I'm going to get technical, okay?
Let's
The first one, September 2015, and I remember Natalia Lafourcade was on that bill.
Yeah, that was a great show. That was
which is really cool. That was amazing. And that was your first School Night play. And then the 2015 CMJ showcase.
Oh, that is a technicality.
Technicality, right? Okay. I think the judges, are the judges good with? Yeah, they're good with that.
They're showing 10. We played that with, I think that was Sophie Tucker was on that. Maybe
Sophie Tucker. Yeah, that was a cool lineup. Yeah, and then 2018, you guys came back to Bardot.
Yeah, one of the greatest spots ever. We were going to ask you, are you going to be streaming from live and direct Bardot when you guys open back up?
That's a very good question. We're doing this now Mondays and Wednesdays on Twitch, and what we thought we'd do is when we go back to our live School Night series in real time in a live venue, that we would actually do our Monday show on Twitch live from the venue, and then have Wednesday be like this from my dining room. So. That's the idea. That's a really great. That's so great. I mean, Bardot is like. There's like kind of an unending amount of fun little like club nights that are institutions, but I think School at Bardot is really top of the pops for us. It's like such a fun. It's amazing to have so many people tuned into Twitch. But Bardot is like this beautiful, small, very like kind of surreal. Feeling club. The only place where the green room is like has 20x capacity. Yeah, the green room is the front of house of the Avalon, which is a big venue in Los Angeles. Can you guys hear the military helicopters flying over my house right now? They're flying in low. No? Okay. That's good. I've got my aluminum foil hat on, so I'm I think it's because we mentioned that we said that there were more people in Gilligan Moss than in Joe Biden. Gilligan Moss than Joe Biden. So. He's like, send them in, boys. Okay, well, I just want to thank you both for giving us your time and your attention in this incredible session, and it's so good to see you both. And it's great being here. Thanks so much for having us. And, hope to see you in person. Yeah, thanks to everybody for tuning in. If you like that set, check us. We have a new record out on Foreign Family, and really happy to let us out in the world. So thanks so much. Absolutely. We will see you guys down the road. Bye, everybody. Okay. Bye.